The NFL trade deadline is right around the corner, and for the San Francisco 49ers, it's not just another date on the calendar, it's a crossroads that could define the rest of their season, and maybe even the legacy of this entire roster. Tuesday, November 4th looms large, and as the team prepares for a massive Week 9 road matchup against the New York Giants, every fan, player, and executive in the building knows what's at stake. A win would put the 49ers at 6-3, restoring some confidence and belief after weeks of inconsistency and injuries. A loss, though, would drop them to 5-4, and suddenly that Super Bowl window that once looked wide open might start closing fast. You can feel it. This isn't just about one game or one trade. It's about the identity of the San Francisco 49ers and whether this team still has the fight, depth, and leadership to climb back to the top of the NFC mountain. Earlier this season, the Niners made a smart but low-risk move by trading for defensive end Keion White, a young, powerful player with the kind of versatility this defense thrives on. He can play both inside and outside, fits the team's scheme, and has the kind of physical tools defensive line coach Chris Kokorek loves to work with. But let's be honest, that move alone isn't enough to fix what's been going wrong in San Francisco. The 49ers defense, once feared and respected across the league, has looked shockingly mortal this year. Through 8 games, they're sitting near the bottom of the league in total sacks, pressures, and quarterback hurries. This is a team that used to live in opposing backfields, a team that struck fear into quarterbacks. Now, opposing offenses are having all day to throw, carving up a secondary that's been left exposed because of the lack of pressure. You can't expect your corners or safeties to survive when the pass rush disappears, and that's exactly what's happening right now. John Lynch knows this, Kyle Shanahan knows this, and the fans, the faithful, definitely know this. Every time a 49ers quarterback gets hit or an opposing QB escapes another clean pocket, you can almost hear the frustration through the screen. This fan base has seen this story before. A talented roster just a piece or two away, falling short because of timing, injuries, or missed opportunities. That's why this trade deadline feels so important. The Niners can't afford to sit back and hope it gets better. They've been too close too many times. And if they're serious about chasing a Super Bowl this year, standing still isn't an option. ESPN reports that the 49ers have been active on the phones, exploring deals, testing the waters, and gauging the market for pass rushers and linebackers. One name that keeps coming up is Bengals edge rusher Trey Hendrickson, a proven disruptor who could immediately upgrade San Francisco's defense. He's the kind of player that changes the tone of games, someone who can create pressure on his own and free up Nick Bosa to be his dominant self again. There are others in the mix too, but Hendrickson represents exactly what the Niners need, a relentless, high-motor player who can tilt the field. Because the truth is, San Francisco's entire defensive identity starts with pressure. Without it, they lose their swagger. With it, they look like the team that bullied its way through the NFC last year. John Lynch said recently on KNBR, "We don't want to give up too many draft picks, but we want to bolster this team." That's the balancing act, protecting the future while still going all in for the present. But here's the thing, windows in the NFL don't stay open forever. The Niners core, Bosa, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, they're all elite talents, but this league moves fast. Injuries happen, contracts expire, and chemistry fades. You can't assume next year will look like this year. That's why the time to act is now. Adding to that urgency is the current state of the NFC. It's wide open, maybe more than it's been in years. The Packers are inconsistent, the Eagles have shown cracks, the Lions are good but not invincible, and no team has truly separated itself as the clear Super Bowl favorite. The 49ers have as many wins as the top teams in the conference, and despite their struggles, they're right in the playoff mix. If the season ended today, they'd be in as the 7th seed, facing the Eagles in the wild card round. That's both inspiring and frustrating. Inspiring because they're still in control of their destiny, but frustrating because fans know this team could be so much better than what they've shown. And let's not ignore the emotional side of all this. The faithful are tired of almosts, tired of heartbreaking NFC Championship losses, tired of seeing the same weaknesses show up year after year. The offensive line still struggles to protect in key moments. The pass rush disappears in critical drives. The offense stalls when injuries hit. These are the cracks that keep holding this team back from greatness. So when fans say, "Make a move, John Lynch," it's not just impatience, it's desperation mixed with belief, because they've seen what this team is capable of when everything clicks. There's also the human side inside the locker room. You can sense the tension. Veterans like Bosa, Warner, and Williams know how rare it is to be part of a team this talented. They don't want to waste another year watching other teams celebrate what should have been theirs. Bringing in another difference maker, even just one, can change that energy. It sends a message that the front office still believes, that they're not giving up on this season, and that the Super Bowl dream is still alive. So now, as the clock ticks down to November 4th, the pressure is mounting. The 49ers front office has to decide. Are they content being a playoff team, or are they willing to do whatever it takes to become the team? Because if they go out there, beat the Giants, and move to 6-3, it's go time. That's when you make your move. That's when you strike. The difference between being 1 game above 500 and 3 games above is massive, not just in the standings, but in the mentality of the team. A 6-3 record means confidence, swagger, and momentum. A 5-4 record means doubt and hesitation. This is it, the defining stretch of the season. The division is still in reach, the NFC is still wide open, and the 49ers still have the talent to win it all. But talent alone won't cut it anymore. It's time for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to make a statement, not with words, but with action. Whether it's adding another pass rusher, shoring up the offensive line, or making one more bold move to spark the team, this deadline will tell the world who the 49ers really are. Because the faithful aren't asking for perfection, they're asking for a team that refuses to settle. This is the moment to prove that San Francisco still believes in greatness.